choke, this ain't no game. This that CSZ game. They said pull up, so I came. You better put some respect on their name. Yeah, 55 was goody. Kill the vibe, how could he? Big Cardinal on the hoodie. Let me break it down for you fully. This ain't your average broadcast. This ain't just no podcast. The other shows spread fake news. We just call them broadcast. West, Joey, Sam, Shawn, Dalton. And you know that boy Higgy. He said he don't want no small fries. Tell them they better make them biggie. Yeah, you already know what we be on. We got the crown, we hold the throne. We throw the mails and you take them home. When they ring the bells, you know that it's home. The bar set, we setting the tone. If we set it, then set it in stone. Sit in the street, set up your phone. You in the Cardinal sports zone.
What is up, everybody? Welcome to this week's episode of the Cardinal Sports Zone podcast. We are coming to you live, not from the Fitness Market Studios North. We're coming to you live from Panama City Beach, Florida. I'm here today with my co-host, and it's very few and far between. I'm going to change that theme song. It'll be like Wes, Dalton, Shawn, and no Higgy because he sucks. What's up, Brian? Yeah, everything's going well, except for this morning was sucked, but other than that, everything's going good so far. But again, I'm here with the 6-star red chipper. He has a shirt that proves that. His name is Dalton Pence.
That's me. What's going on?
And the certifiable insane fringe lunatic coming to you live from his toilet in his bathroom. It is the incomparable, the immeasurable, unless you use centimeters, Shawn Barber. Shawn, what's up, buddy?
What's going on?
Nothing much, man. Just sitting here chilling, and we are coming to you live for a quick recap show. We'll be here to answer all your questions. So if you have anything for us, we will be happy to answer here. And don't mind me, I'm not ignoring you all. I'm just trying to pull some stuff up on my phone because we do have. Talked about it last week. We are now a certified YouTube content provider. So, Q, what's good? Hope, what's good? So, I'm just trying to see how this works now that we are certified. If it's any different, I don't know. I know that you all are able to get on there and do like super stickers or super chats or whatever that is. I got to do a little bit more research. I'm not a boomer. I just am not familiar with the YouTube content provider thing. But as always, if you want to help support the podcast, there are many ways alongside the YouTube chat. We do have our right here, boom, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal. If there's any other way you want to help support us, just let us know. We'll help you out with that. All the ways you can find us on social media, the camera's inverted, are right there. I did good with the first one. I did not so much here. It's Card Sports Zone on Twitter and Instagram. It is Cardinal Sports Zone with spaces on Facebook. And it is Card Sports Zone on Twitch and YouTube. For right now, while we're going through the verification process, for some reason it made me switch to YouTube one. But if you're subscribed already, it don't matter because it'll still send you the notifications. But right now it is Cardinal Sports Zone 55. I don't know why it did that. It was very, very coincidental too. But all right, here we go. So again, I just explained the YouTube issue, and I do want to really quick. I want to give a shout out. A couple weeks ago, we did a live show. It was fantastic. None of my co-hosts were there except for Wes and Joey. Shout out to them. Thumbs down to everybody else. It's a little awkward. The collision course
down to everybody else.
Thumbs down. No, I'm not giving. I don't give L's down. I'm not an inbred. The collision course crew. Thank you for that opportunity. We appreciate that. I know y'all, when I said that to you all in person, y'all are like, yeah, y'all think this is an opportunity. Anytime we have an opportunity to perform our craft live, it's an amazing opportunity. And when you're with good people, that makes it even better. So we do appreciate you all. Preston Brown, killing it, man. I got to listen. The coverage of my game, I got to flip in between ESPN3 on my phone and iHeartRadio. I listened to most of it. Didn't get to watch a lot of it, but if you know Paul Rogers, you know he's very, very descriptive. So did not have an issue talking to my guy there or listening to my guy there. Sound very, very clear. I did get here. Once we got here, I did go back and watch the highlights. So we will have some really great analysis for you on the game. Coaches don't get Brian. We'll get to that, man. I like the way you're thinking though, because that was going to be my first point. But shout out to Preston Brown, man. He is killing it as sideline reporter, honorary Cardinal Sports Zone podcast crew member. He'll be on with us again here in a couple of weeks to talk about Virginia. Keith Kelsey will be on in a couple of. It's either going to be Keith Kelsey next week and then Preston the week after, or it's going to be flip-flop. I'm really not sure because for those of y'all that have been living under a rock, there's a gigantic hurricane heading for the Gulf of Mexico. So I don't know when the next show is going to be. I would like for it to be a week from today because I like getting in the routine of doing it at the same time each week. But I may be running for my life at that point. I don't know, or driving for my life, whatever. So we'll just stay tuned to the Twitter feed. We'll keep y'all up to date. We'll keep y'all notified. And sorry, choked up a little bit, and we'll get that information out to you all as soon as possible. But the game, so yesterday the Cardinals win 41-3. I predicted accurately the Cardinals would score 41 points. I just figured with our luck that we would give up a couple touchdowns, since South Florida are they the least or the second least? No, they had not thrown. They were one of 4 teams that had not thrown a passing touchdown, correct?
That's correct.
Okay, thank you, Shawn. So I just assumed that with our luck, they'd throw a couple and it'd be what it'd be. But yesterday, here's what Jeremy the fan saw. Jeremy the fan saw a big win at home, getting back on the. I've always been under the impression that we're going to be 4-2 at the break anyway. So this was one of the wins I had. Now, I had Syracuse and Florida State flip. No. Thought we would win Syracuse. No, so I had Syracuse and Central Florida. I thought we'd lose to Central Florida to beat Syracuse. So we're still at 2-2 after 4, as I thought we would be. But as a fan, you got the 41 points. That was amazing. That was good. Anytime you can see a kid like Brock Doman get to, get out there and get some time, that's amazing. And it looked like he almost let us all the way down for a touchdown. Got the 3 points. Amazing. Scored. It is what it is. So Jeremy the fan was really happy yesterday because it was a big comeback win. Things appeared as if they'd been fixed to an extent. So here's where Jeremy the critic comes in. Jeremy the critic knows and has been telling you all for 4 weeks, South Florida is the worst team in Division I football. So I've expected for us to blow them out all along. Y'all have heard me say that on this show. Did they battle with Florida to the last second? Yeah. Guess what? Florida is butt water too. They may be the worst team in the SEC other than Vanderbilt. They got shot up the rankings for beating a horrible Utah team. Then Kentucky beat them, so that meant they had to be good, which I still don't understand that narrative. And then, they squeak by South Florida, and it's like, no, South Florida is not good. So, and what I will say as an opposition to that is you still have to get out there and get the win. You still have to do what you're supposed to do. And their quarterback, we talked about this last Sunday, their quarterback wasn't very accurate. And Hickey said, oh, man, that quarterback's great. And I told him, no, he's not. And then I laid out all the stats, and Hickey was like, okay. So they were who you thought they were, but you still have to go out there and get the win. When you're down on your luck like Louisville has been this season, you almost expect to lay an egg or have trouble with them. What's up, Donnie? What's up, Michael? you expect to have trouble just because you think that your team. I mean, if you listen to social media, Louisville's the worst team ever, and I don't believe that to be true. I actually enjoy watching Louisville football when it's all going the right way. So to build on what I've said before as well, we have gotten better every week. I still feel, even though I don't think we played our best game yesterday, Malik missed a lot of like we probably should have had two more touchdowns. Overthrowing the receivers is now an issue, but if that's the only issue you have offensively, because I do feel like the playbook opened up a little bit as well. What's up, Wes? So offensively, I'm giving the offense, and I'll ask y'all to do this as well. This is something I just thought of right on the spot. So of course it's gold, but we're going to grade each side of the ball. The offense, I'm going to give an A-, only because of the missed. I mean, he almost overthrew Jalen Carter. That's another thing I want to rant and rave about. That's another reason I'm giving him an A-, because on both sides of the ball, appreciate that, Donnie. On both sides of the ball, there were a lot of rotation. You saw a lot of new players. They may not have played long, but there was a lot of turnover on both sides, showing our true depth, I believe, which allowed. So let's go. So A- on offense, and then we'll go to defense. Shawn, what do you give us offensively?
Offensively, I would I'm still giving A, just because I know the overthrows, but for the most part, they executed the game plan, right? I mean, even some of the overthrows weren't like horrible. A couple were, but just the execution was much better, especially in the run game. I mean, that's the bread and butter. If he can't run the ball, our offense sucks. Period.
We got to stop fumbling the ball.
That's true too. Now that makes me want to downgrade it to an A-.
That's why I had it at an A-, slap nuts.
Because I forgot about the fumble, especially the one with Tyler Hudson. That one was, thank God he got the ball back, because that could have been disastrous if South Florida has a player there, picks it up, and they run it back for 6. Can you imagine? Oh. So I'd have to go. I'm going to go B+. I'm going B+ because those fumbles they really bother me. So
okay,
B+.
Fair enough. Dalton, what about you?
Yeah, I'm probably going to go with a B+ here. It's nice that the team scored 40 points. Jeremy, like you said, this was an outing which probably you could have scored over 50. Some penalties, especially most notably on that first drive that stalled out the first drive. There was a OPI that could have cost us another drive at the goal line, but Malik Cunningham does what Malik Cunningham does best, and that is create something out of nothing. But overall, I think that it was nice to see the targets spread out. It was nice to see the rushing attack get established early on, and the offensive line be able to dominate the line of scrimmage. But some mental mistakes here and there, some overthrows, just a lack of cohesiveness at times. Kind of separates between an A and a B, but whenever you score 40 points, regardless of it being over one of the worst defenses in the Power 5, I feel like, it deserves a little bit of credit, and there were some good things that I saw, but I think that there's still a considerable amount of growth that needs to be had moving forward. So B+, I kind of went back and forth, B+ and a B. Scoring over 40, I'm going to give it a B+.
Yeah, and the only reason I had it bumped up to A- is because these guys have supposed to have been doing this all year, and they finally lived up to our expectations. So that's why I bumped it up. Defensively, and here's where I feel like the substitutions really helped out this team. Yaya, I think, jumped up to 6th place all-time in tackles for loss. When you don't have to play every snap of every game, you're rested. Oh my God, Dalton disappeared. Oh, okay. You're rested. Okay, we get a cameo there. I like it. You're rested. You can get and again, this is not a good South Florida team. However, you get the substitutions, and I know Selah. Did Popeye play?
I'm not sure. I couldn't really watch that much of the game.
Okay, just pretend like you did. So did Popeye get in? Not sure.
I don't know.
Okay, not sure. Okay, so we're not sure on that. What's up, Dominique? But all right, I hope B+ rushing. Yeah, y'all give us y'all's. I didn't ask y'all for that, but go ahead. Y'all give us y'all's grades as well. Quentin does point out nearly 550 yards of total offense. It's awesome. Oh, Wes says if this staff can continue to put a game plan together, there's a team at the end of our schedule that's really beat. Look, I hate Kentucky. I'm not a Kentucky fan. Y'all know that at all. I don't even like saying that word. But those guys are also not as good as everybody else thinks they are. Florida's butt water. Northern Illinois almost beat them. They're just not. They may be good against us because we don't normally. It seems like they do get the. To their credit, they do when they find something that works, they continue to do it. I think they had like 2 70-yard or more touchdowns last night because they found something that worked. And then they tighten. You know what? We're spending too much time on that. Brian McGlasson gives them a B- because of the overthrows, a couple bad penalties. USF couldn't stop a nosebleed. We held USF to under 150 total yards. So defensively, I'm giving us an A because we did hold them under 150 total yards. Rushing yards, we had them held to 19 until that last drive in the fourth quarter where we put all of our backups in and they busted off like a 40-yard run. 19 total rushing yards. Tackles for loss, crazy. Chandler Jones had 2 fumble recoveries, I believe. Josh Minkins had a pick. Who got the other pick?
Chandler
Jones did?
Yep.
So then who had the fumble recoveries?
Dorian Jones.
Okay, so I had them mixed up. Jones, whatever. Quentin says Josh Minkins with the goal line interception to keep USF out of the end zone. Yeah, that's true. Holt gives them a B+. Rushing game was solid, but not spectacular. I agree with that as far as everybody other than – because that's another thing. With Malik yesterday, he was back to vintage Malik. I saw him see his blocks yesterday on that touchdown run. He located where his blockers were, followed them, and it was like vintage Malik all over again. Need more passing touchdowns. 2 for the season, not acceptable. Brother, I don't care if we pass for a touchdown, rush for one, teleport one down there, grab a giant straw and blow one down into the end zone. Giggity. I don't care how we score. We could have 70 touchdowns this year and them all be rushing, and I would not care. Travion Cooley Travion Cooley is making one of the coaches up there look silly for not playing him all year because Cooley was balling yesterday again against a very subpar USF team. Ashton Gelati is injured and didn't play. His mom said the staff was trying to convince him to play, but he said no. Oh, that's quite unfortunate. Walter from Atlanta is in the house. Defensively, I saw a lot of stuff I liked. If we were playing a better team more, I want to see how we play. But unfortunately, we don't play a better team, I think, until homecoming. We've got Boston College and Virginia coming up. And then do we have a bye week before Pitt? I can't remember. Shawn, look it up. All you're doing is sitting on the toilet.
I'm on my phone. I can't look in.
Here, I'll look it up. I'll do it, fellas. Don't worry.
Thank you. I thought Higgy was supposed to be our stat boy, but apparently he's at the Whataburger buffet. Cooley has looked good the last 2 weeks, for sure, Brian. I didn't mean to slide him for last week. Yesterday, he was crushing it. But
yes,
unfortunately,
between Virginia and Pittsburgh.
Okay, cool. And that's what I thought. I just wasn't sure. So still looking at being 4-2 at the break. I don't think a lot of us thought we were going to be 6-0 at the break. I don't think a lot of us thought we'd be 5-1. I did think 5-1 was probably our ceiling there, but Fabian says the running back room is stacked. It really is, and we've had some injuries, and we've had people step right in and take over. Jahar Jordan, Travion Cooley have done wonders for coming in and stepping up, and Tyon Evans just continues to look like a stud. So, yeah, the Carter kid at wide receiver, he's tall. He's got certain qualities that remind you of some of the tall UofL. Right now he reminds me of J.R. Russell, but he can elevate that in my eyes. J.R. Russell was a great receiver, but in my top 10, he's right at He's right outside looking in, and that's not a slight to him. We've had great little wide receivers. There was stuff that I saw yesterday and heard yesterday that led me to believe that he's on the precipice of being able to be a J.R. Russell, a top 15 receiver, qualities that he has. So, yeah, I absolutely did like him as well. Back to the defensive side of the ball, though, I feel like we tackled well yesterday. I did get to watch the first quarter on the crappy ESPN3, and there was a lot of wrapping up. There's a lot of gang tackles. There wasn't a whole lot of just you're down, stuff like that. So that even against a bad team, you cannot tackle. We showed that against Central Florida. You can let teams not tackle well and still get in there and miss a tackle. So I really felt like we tackled better yesterday. We covered better. We contained the quarterback. That quarterback, I think, was averaging over 100 yards rushing a game. I don't remember off the top of my head. I'm not Kelly Dickey. But we were able to contain him defensively. I was very, very happy. That's why I gave them an A offensively. Let's see. Need more plays for Huggins Bruce and Marshawn Ford, says Fabian. Dondi follows up with defense definitely showed up, so they get a solid A. Offense had their ups and downs. Malik still has to fix some things, and those overthrows are, yeah, absolutely. Give the offense gets a B minus. The offense gets a B minus. Okay, I'm giving them a little more credit than that, but I know you're always harsh when you grade people. So Brian says, I did like the nickel packages with Chandler Jones on the field. Yeah, Quentin says defense tackle really good yesterday. I know it was against an inferior team. I'm glad it was a well-executed game. And, yeah, that's absolutely. Hey, there's Trevor. Trevor, you're the stat boy. You're supposed to be looking stuff up, not the people on the actual show. Walter says, I believe Malik focused on the coach's input and not the Louisville fan chatter. His game will be just fine. And that's the hard thing for us to we don't know how much he's on social media. We don't know if he's – what's up, TJ? We don't know how much he's actually feeding into that. For all we know, none of the players are as obsessed with social media as we, the fans, are. So it is what it is about that. But, yes, I gave the defense really the defense wowed me yesterday, even though it was against a poop water team. And hopefully we can do the same thing against Boston College. Boston College we got coming up next, Virginia. And yeah, I was about to say that, Wes. Y'all are taking the words right out of my mouth. If we string some wins together for momentum, the homecoming weekend will be massive. I don't, even as bad as we're playing right now. Now, let me say this before y'all completely just put me up in flames. As long as it's taken us 4 weeks to get to where I feel like we're fielding a profitable football team as far as win-losses. We throw these next 2 wins together, we have a chance to beat Pittsburgh. We have a chance to beat NC State. We have a chance to beat everybody. I don't know that we beat Wake. I don't think there's a chance, even though in the FPI it's got it a close game. Hartman is a stud. So I don't know that we beat Wake Forest. I don't know that we come close to Clemson, but I think that this season is going to end up with a lot of Louisville fans happy and a lot of Louisville fans unhappy, because here I'm kind of thinking, and I don't want to put this out in the universe and make it true, but here's the thing. Scott Satterfield's not going to get fired if he gets 6 wins or less. Sorry, if he gets less than 7. I think the magic number 7. I think 6 wins in a bowl game, and I think it's got to be 7 wins prior to the bowl game. I think anything less than 7 regular season wins, and he is getting das Boot. Just my opinion, not any inside info or anything. But yeah, momentum. I was thinking about that yesterday. Even as bad as 80% of you all think it is right now, we've got the opportunity sitting here at 2-2, which even the football team thought they were going to go 2-2, to string off to run off a string of games, string some W's together, get a winning streak going, and Sack could keep his job. But I'm thinking for him to keep his – and look, at the end of the day, all I want is winning football at Louisville. So if this guy can turn things around, which I know what Sam would say, he's given us no reason to believe so far that he would after 4 years. You all know my concept on the 4-year plan. I feel like it takes 4 seasons to get everything in place. There's still a handful of guys that Bobby recruited. There's a handful of guys that played for Bobby still on this team. I still just feel like if he were to get another year, I would be okay. I know you all may not, those sentiments may not ring true for all of you all. Q says Virginia isn't great, but they aren't a team to sleep on. Fabian says what needs to happen to get more fraud coverage with the other football team. If this was Louisville, that's all that would be talked about. No, for sure. Like, why is that not being talked about? Why did certain radio hosts that cover them try to ruin Kevin Ware and Shane Bohannon's life over speeding tickets and stuff like that? But now that you're defrauding the federal government, that's to be swept under the rug. RL Holt says defense gets an A-, better tackling, but still gave up too many potential deep balls. I didn't see that, so I'm going to take your word for that. I was going to ask, how were they against the deep ball? Did South Florida connect a lot of deep passes? They didn't get too much. They didn't really get a whole lot of offensive production. Let me get back to my stat sheets from yesterday. Louisville had 28 first downs to South Florida's 11. We were 4 for 13 for third down, 3 for 4. We went for it 4 times on fourth down, 3 for 4. They had 158 total yards, 110 of those coming from passing, 48 yards rushing. And again, out of those 48 yards, a chunk, there was like a 24-yard running play in the fourth quarter that got them to that point. These are PlayStation numbers, guys. Their quarterback was 13 of 28. Ours was 19 of 30. They averaged 3.5 yards per completion. Per pass. We averaged 8.6. They threw 2 interceptions. We outrushed them by over 200 yards. 11 more rushing attempts. They averaged 1.4 yards per rush. We averaged 6.2. The penalties looked like they went down. Turnovers, ultimately, they turned it over 3 times. We only turned it over once. When did we turn the ball over? Because, again, I didn't see that. What happened for our one turnover? Did we fumble it?
Tyon Evans. He fumbled.
Okay.
He fumbled on a running play. He was about to try to cover up the ball, but somebody came in, put their helmet on the football, and knocked it right out of his arms.
Okay. All right. So that's stat-wise, that's a breakdown. Fabian says at this point, just let Scott finish his contract, then move on unless the wheels fall off, and go get Clint Hurt, or we're going to listen. Every time y'all mention Clint Hurt, I send Clint Hurt a message. So I'm going to do it again. Since Fabian, since you just mentioned him, I'm going to go ahead and send him a picture. He doesn't think people are mentioning him. And I'm telling him they are. I noticed on the sidelines that it looked like offensive coordinator Lance was more involved with play calling. I hope so, because then we won't have the Tecmo Bowl 4-play offense that we've been running all year. They threw good balls, but a lot of drops. Okay, fair enough. That's when Josh Mickens made the interception. Okay. Fair enough on that. So, happy with, I guess to wrap this up, happy with the game yesterday. We got Boston College coming up, which that we should be able to play a similar game style, similar game plan against them. They're out like 6 offensive linemen, 2 tight ends.
They also got their behinds kicked by Florida State.
Yeah, Florida State absolutely mauled them. So, we should have a similar result next week as this week. Reading y'all's comments while I'm going.
But hey, Dalton, what grade would you give while he's reading the comments on defense?
What's that?
What grade would you give on defense?
Did he not give his defensive grade yet?
No, neither one of us did.
Oh, what?
So I figured we would fill the air while you're looking at the comments.
No, you didn't let me do my job, Shawn. I was just about to get to that. You know what? Since you opened your mouth, you don't get to go first. Dalton.
He asked me anyway, so okay.
What kind of what grade do you give the defense? What's up, Mike?
I mean, I'll give him an A. Anytime you can hold a team to 3 points, even in garbage time, contextually speaking, Louisville over the past 5 years really hasn't done good defending dominantly run option led team, regardless if that team has been good or not. Keith from Card Chronicle put out a good thread to look at. It was like Louisville only allowed 5 chunk yardage plays, which is nice when you're defending the run option. They made Gary Bohannon essentially obsolete in the rushing attack, and it forced South Florida out of their identity on offense. And you forced him to throw the football, and he does what he's been doing all season. That's throwing interceptions and throwing no touchdowns. So ultimately, I think the defense did what they need to do. 9 tackles for loss, 3 sacks, continuing some solid pressure from the past couple weeks. So I'm okay with it. Yeah, there were some instances where they gave up some 3rd and longs. Look, I mean, anytime you can allow under 50 yards to a team that averages over 200 plus a game, I mean, it is what it is. Sure, you might say South Florida is not good. You still have to handle business, and Louisville's defense did just that.
Absolutely. And since you try to make me look stupid, Shawn, you don't get to give your grade. Brian McGlasson says, I honestly don't want to change because that means we've had a bad season and start over. No one wants the coach to crash the plane. What type of injury does Ashland Gelati have? Walter wants to know. And Quentin says we also had a mostly freshman D-line.
Des Telford, fantastic on the interior, just a note.
Yeah, for sure. I don't know what type of injury Ashland Gelati has. I was unaware that he didn't play yesterday. To be
he dressed. I know that. I don't know what it was. He did dress. He just didn't play.
Okay, Shawn, what grade do you give the defense?
I'm actually.
It doesn't matter what grade you give them. I thought Ashton had a leg injury last week. Maybe he did. Listen, I've been busy trying to get this trip together, so he very may well have got hurt last week, and I just don't remember. Just being fairly honest. All right, Shawn, I'll be quiet this time. Go ahead.
I kind of want to split my grade between the front 7 and the secondary because the front 7
Jesus Christ
was excellent. I mean, I give them an A+. I mean, I thought after watching what South Florida did to us running the ball before they decided to be stupid and try to pass the ball against us, I thought we were going to have so many issues. We have issues all the time with playing this, what they call, I guess, assignment football, where you have your guy, you stay on them. We always have guys out of position. That's why they get gashes. But we did great yesterday. Great. So I give him an A+ to secondary, though. Thank God that guy couldn't throw. There were guys running open. He just couldn't. He couldn't hit him to save his life. There were 2 or 3 times I was like, thank God I got dropped the ball. Thank God he.
Shawn, you have to do a comprehensive grade. You can't.
I'll go A then. I'll go
give an A. Okay, that's all I asked you for. I didn't ask you to get all Dr. Phil with me and break down every single. Well, the quarterback got an A. Running back got a B -.
It was just stuff. I couldn't help it, man. I'm looking at. I'm like, we played great against the run. And
to be fair, Jeremy, he's looking at himself in the bathroom mirror right now, so he's
sitting on the toilet, looking at himself in the mirror. I can't see his hands, so I'm kind of freaked out.
You can see the coat rack though. Look at it.
Look, never mind.
Shawn, repaint your bathroom, buddy.
For the love of God, do something.
No, don't do that.
Shawn?
Ooh.
I forgot. Can y'all hear the soundboard stuff?
No.
It's so weird because it comes through on the stream. It comes through on here. Okay, holding team in college football to 3 points is awesome. Yeah, I mean, if you've watched our defense the rest of the year, there's nobody that thought we were going to hold them to 3 points. Even I thought we were going to give up a couple touchdowns to them. And I've told y'all for 4 weeks that they were complete butt water. So, yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, I don't want to rain on their parade. They got the W. We're at 2-2, most likely 4-4 or 4-2. Here's the thing: if we're sitting at anything less than 4-2 after 6, then there's no shot the season turns around unless we just decide to beat every team, go 6-0 the last 6 games of the season. Which that James Madison guaranteed W everybody's been talking about. They beat Appalachian State yesterday. And I know people are like, well, that's just App State. But App State has done some damage this year. They hung with North Carolina. They Hail Mary to win against Troy. I know, not very impressive. They beat Texas A&M. That's impressive. And then James Madison beat them yesterday, I think, for their first Division I win ever. This may be their first year too. So I'm not as confident. I still think we beat James Madison, but I don't think it's a blowout like I thought it would be at the beginning of the season, if I'm being perfectly honest with you. But yes, we have to be 4-2 after 6 for there to be a shot at us. And again, I like Coach Satterfield. He's always been really nice to me. His coaching staff's always been real nice to me. Don't have an issue with him personally. Got to see some changes on the field. I feel like offensively we saw changes yesterday. I think the playbook opened up. I saw a little bit of variety. Mostly I saw Malik being focused and following his blockers, though, and that was key for me. Yes, we should be 3-1, but here's the problem. We went, and I know this for without a shadow of a doubt, we went into game 1 against Syracuse thinking we were going to beat them by 40. We underestimated them. They're going to be in the top 25 when the polls come out today, without a shadow of a doubt. What's up, Yoda? Our number 2 ranked volleyball team is balling at 3 p.m. on the ESPN or ACC network. Absolutely. No, let's not hire James Madison's coach, Fabian. Calm down. There is, if y'all are in Louisville, which I am not, you all can head out to James Patterson. They're playing Purdue today, I believe, in a scrimmage. The time on that, I think, is either noon or 1. It may be going on right now. If the weather's as beautiful there as it is here, get out there, check it out. There's nothing quite like going to Jim Patterson Stadium and watching baseball. They're like a lot of my favorite moments, sports moments, UofL-wise, have happened at Jim Patterson. So go out, check it out. I think admission is free. Shawn, after we get done with the show, Shawn's going to post a story about the red white scrimmage. More details came out this morning. He'll put up a story. I think tickets go on sale. Is it tomorrow?
I think so. I haven't looked at the story yet, so I'd have to.
Okay, the baseball scrimmage is at 1.
I don't think you put out a story on a Sunday if they don't go on sale the next day. That's just
well. Plus, I think the headline of the email said red white scrimmage go on sale tomorrow. Slap nuts. So you can at least read. I'm trying to think of anything else that we forgot to talk about. Of course, if there is anything we forgot to talk about, we will go over it on the next episode Thursday evening. No concessions at the baseball game. Bring your own drinks and snacks. That could get dangerous, but I'm all for it. I love it. What else? Anything else, guys?
Nope. Not for me.
No. Y'all are very, very helpful. Let's see. I'm going to scroll through a couple of things. Okay, I think we're good. And again, Dondi says we should be 3-1. Maybe we should be 3-1. Florida State, I mean, had we had any kind of intelligence as far as why not put that kid you put in yesterday at receiver? Why not put him in at DB for a couple plays when you're in the red zone? No, Yoda. I'm not going to say go Ray, the word you put, because they are my mortal enemies. So, and you told me you hoped the Steelers lost the other night, and they did. So I forgot I was mad at you. Will our stadium get a name before the end of the season, buddy? I don't know. Lamar's going to give the Patriots defense heck today. Yeah, I mean, probably because of the Patriots. Like, if we had a quarterback that was worth a piss, that they would play, but no, they want to keep trotting Mitch Trubisky out there. Anything on the basketball front? Let's get back to that. Let's keep doing it the way we did it yesterday. Yeah, I agree, Mike. As long as we keep up with the same game plan and have the same success, there's no need to go away from that game plan. Anything on the basketball front? I'm going to need you to be more specific. Yeah, I mean, I'll cheer for Lamar, but I'm not cheering for that old ratty team. Oh, purple looking at, Okay, Shawn, anything else? Is there anything recruiting-wise that I didn't bring up? We already talked about Curtis Williams. That was –
yeah. There's nothing really going on. I mean, they're going out on trail, or they visited Isaiah Miranda.
They visited a bunch of people, and we did get a little bit new.
Boogie Flan, 2024 point guard, combo guard.
Cut your neck if you interrupt me ever again. We did get a little bit, but we talked about that, I believe, on the Thursday show, the new information about DJ, about there being another team in the running. It's not just us and the Smurfs anymore. There's another team vying for his services. Yeah, that's what we did. We did bet. So, no, nothing new basketball recruiting-wise that we didn't already talk about Thursday. Is there a point spread out yet for the BC game? That is a great question. There is one. It normally releases about noon. I was on here with you all, so I do not know. Oh, hush, Squealers fan. Be quiet. Go Rams? Okay. Dalton, can you look that up real quick and see if there's a point spread, if you can find the point spread for BC?
Aye, Captain.
Thank you, sir. Joe Quinn.
Louisville minus 90.5.
Shit. I hope not. Shoot. Joaquin Siakam. Remember the name. Okay. I'll do that. I love when people write me stuff like that. I'm like, yes, sir. Look, we're hard at work doing research during the show. Nothing on the ESPN front, but there is a site that, and I can't. What, Dalton? What'd you find?
Nothing yet. That's why I'm.
Okay. I thought maybe you found Shawn a date, and then I was like, "Oh, that's just ridiculous." DeAndre Moore had a picture with a Flyville 23 shirt on. Conveniently, off 3 didn't share it. That's hilarious. KP was in for George Washington the third Friday. We will. I hate doing the Sorry about that, guys. We will look for the point spread while I close the show. Now I'm doing it accidentally the entire time. On 3 does suck. So
there is not a spread, but oddshark.com currently has the predicted score at 31-18 Louisville. 30.8 to 17.8, which is weird, but it seems like Louisville's probably going to be favored in this one.
Okay, so let's give our predictions. I think that would be good. I think the predicted point spread is going to start off at 17. Dalton.
What's that? I'm sorry, I couldn't hear that last part.
How much we're predicting the point spread, basically. So what do you think the opening point spread is going to be?
I think it'll probably be 5.5. 5.5,
really?
6 points. Yeah.
Okay. I'm going way over. I was right on the nose last week with South Florida. I think BC's just as bad, if not worse. What about you, Shawn?
I think because of the way we handle South Florida, I think it'll be 21. I think it'll go a little higher. Because it'll be
you think the opening spread's going to be 21 points?
Yeah, because Boston College is showing they suck. And we just beat a team that they were like, oh, we only going to give them 17. And then we just blew out that point spread. So I think they're going to give us a little more. They're going to try to trust us again. Hopefully, we can.
I mean, what was the spread against Duke and Syracuse last year, though? I don't even think it was that high, was it? I mean, I think the Duke spread might have been, but I mean, I don't know. I think I can maybe see 10, but I think it's so early in the season where I don't know, man. 17 and 21 seems high to me. Like 21 definitely seems high to me. Like I feel like we would have to be like ranked in the top 10 for it to be a 21-point favorite. But what do I know? I'm not making the odds.
Yes, Shawn, stupid.
I'm 4 points higher than you.
I'm trying to find, and again, I realize this is horrible radio when you're just sitting here looking through stuff. I'm trying to see if I can't find the odds on.
What will Duke last year was -20.
Okay.
So
yeah, I think Boston College is Duke this year.
and they might be, but I mean, I could see 10, but and maybe I could see 14. And
they're under. Or they're
after thinking about it, 5.5 might be too low. I'll probably sit about 8 to 10 points. Probably where I'm feeling.
Walter Hell says he feels a 2-touchdown favorite. Shawn, there is and I think it's JK that normally, maybe it's Higgy. Maybe it's the one thing he actually does. There's a site that drops the first odds of the weekend at noon every week. And it's the one that's like in the gray and blue type. It's like the font is green and blue. It looks like an old school computer screen. Shawn, I didn't ask you to take somebody's bra off. I asked you to look through and see if you could find. Anyhow, ESPN has a matchup predictor at 75% Louisville win. I'll go with 17 points. That's smart. BC is trash, says Master Yoda. I agree. Mike Singleton is predicting the score will be 38-13. So that's 23, 33. Mike, you said you predicted 38-13 and then said that was -14. That is not -14.
I think he's saying he thinks that the line
opening spread will be -14. Okay, fair enough. I was like, bro, that's not 4. That's Michael Kipp says, okay, Kenny's on the clock. Time to earn your money. No more talk. Absolutely. Allie Jack says front or rear locked bra, Shawn. Which one do you prefer? He doesn't know how to work either one of them. RL Holt says, stay safe, dude. Don't F with the hurricane. No, I don't like any kind of hurricanes, especially the ones down here in Miami or the state of Florida overall. Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to give Dalton a little bit more time to see if he could find the name of that place that has the ads.
Find them at all. I'll like 6 different sites.
Fair enough. All right, we'll go ahead and grab the scissors, says Allie Jack. Uneffing believable.
Can you imagine? All right.
I imagine Shawn's a little bit like Jim from American Pie when the girl that played Lily on How I Met Your Mother had to like put a bra on a pillow and stuff it to teach him how to take one off.
The scissors comment got me.
Scissors. I did hear Shawn did tell somebody Wednesday night to scissor him, and it was really, really weird.
Pause.
I mean, he was watching wrestling. It was kind of like a catchphrase.
I don't care.
I don't whatever. Pause. Shout out to all of our fine sponsors, Fitness Market, Shack in the Back, 4 Pegs, Derby City Lawn and Landscaping, and we're currently working on more. If you would like to be a sponsor of the Cardinal Sports Zone podcast, all you have to do is drop one of us a message that will get you to the appropriate person that will help you out. Shawn's the guy who banged Stifler's mom. He wished. Shawn, never mind. Look, there's so much stuff that I would say off the air to Shawn that I wouldn't even dare say on the air, and he's probably very, very thankful for that. You can catch us on social media at the places below on Twitter, Instagram, it's Card Sport Zone. On Facebook, it's Cardinal Sport Zone, 3 words. On YouTube and Twitch, it's Cardinal Sport Zone, 1 word. YouTube, the YouTube one will be fixed. It's not that right now, but it will be fixed. I feel like KP will have a top 10 recruiting class in 23. Hey, you love to hear that kind of stuff. You can find this podcast on all the podcast avenues, over 125 in all, including Apple, iTunes, Buzzsprout, Spotify, Stitcher, TuneIn, Google, Amazon, and iHeart. Hit subscribe, follow, stalk. Shawn, whatever Shawn's doing right now, concentrate. Whatever you got to do, follow the podcast. It don't matter how many times we change the social media, you'll always be able to find the show if you subscribe to it on the podcast avenues or on social media. Subscribe to our DMs. You'll always be in the know. We'll be able to lead you in the right direction there. If you haven't listened to all the episodes of the Cardinal Sports Zone podcast, go back, check them all out. Go to cardinalsportszone.com, the place it all began. Go to the podcast tab. Go to CSZ Podcast on the drop-down menu. Listen to them all. We got lots of great episodes on there. We have lots of episodes with former Cardinal greats that at the very beginning that you may or may not have even heard. Go back, listen to them. Check them out. Check out our exclusives also on cardinalsportszone.com. Dalton is probably our featured feature guy. He's wrote a lot of great stuff there. Check out stuff, and I'm sure he's working on more. He's told us he was, and then never gave us anything. So I'm joking. He's got a letter to the volleyball team that will just absolutely take you on an emotional roller coaster. So I definitely suggest for you to read that one if you don't read anything else. Shout out to everyone out there that's sharing the podcast. We appreciate you all. We love you all. Shout out to our guys, Marcus Maben and Steve Rummage, that hold it down from 10 to noon on ESPN 93.9 The Ville. Dalton, any last words? And I don't mean like this is your deathbed, just like any last words for today.
Yeah, since he's not here, just want to give a shout out to everyone who needs to get your pet spayed and neutered to help control the pet population.
Sorry, I'm going over to Shawn. You give me your last words, and I'm gonna finish off the chat line.
Go Cards, beat the piss out of BC.
We are going to beat the piss out of it. We're going to beat them by 4 touchdowns, I feel. Quentin says, have a great vacation, Jay. Enjoy yourself and share some pictures. No, I don't do that. I'm not a picture guy. I got to lose some more weight before I get into pictures. I will be safe, though. The hurricane, like the second it looks like it's heading this way, we will be outie 5,000. Dondi says, everybody loves the Acclaim. No, they don't. I hate them. Shawn loves them, though. He wants to scissor them every time they walk down the aisle. Hit the like button. Like I said, subscribe. Whatever you got to do, do what you do. We appreciate you all. Thanks again for all the support. We love you guys. Until next time. Well, Dalton did die during the show, so rest in peace. Till the next time, this has been the Cardinal Sports Zone Podcast. So they can't hear, y'all can't hear the closing music either.
No, all I can hear is me dying. I still can't hear it. Shit.
First off,